went to the restaurant. It was very expensive. I bought these very expensive. Anybody wants
Overpriced.
here's some goodies.
What?
Thanks to Mr.
Crackers and cheese and
You're
all sorts of.
welcome to share.
Oh no, I'm fine, thank you.
All right, Rachel. What
All
do you
right,
want
whatever you would like.
to do? Well, what's the name of the podcast?
Five-ish fangirls.
The what?
Five-ish fangirls.
Five-ish. Oh,
yes.
I contacted you on Twitter, I think.
Did you?
You're on Twitter?
Yes.
Or,
Yeah.
I definitely retweeted you. guys.
Okay.
Yeah?
Cool. Awesome. Well,
Okay.
thank you for the retweet.
All right. So you start.
Okay. Well, let's start with introductions first, because this is audio, so people can't see your lovely face.
Okay.
So.
So introduce me. Hello, everybody. I'm Mel Brooks, and I'm wearing a Brooks Brothers jacket because I'm here to worship Lloyd Kaufman at the Troma booth. Lloyd Kaufman, he's one of my favorite directors, and whenever I'm on Five-ish Girls blog, Five-ish Girls blog, which is my favorite form of education and entertainment, the Troma team and I like to kick back and listen to five-ish females podcast. At any rate, I'm so high on cat tranquilizer, I have no idea what. In fact, I'm seeing five of Rachel right now. Anyway, what was it?
It's only Friday. You got a long ways to go. This is a long weekend.
Today is Friday.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm fried.
Yeah, aren't
Anyway,
we all?
Uncle Lloydie is here for you. Would you like to ask me some wisdom? What would you like to ask me?
Lay it on
Wait a
me.
minute, I see Veda Castillo is here.
Yeah.
And, beautiful Super Tromette.
Hello.
What's it like hanging out at the Troma booth? This is Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
The five-ish females.
Fangirls.
Oh, I know about being a
I
female
think
fangirl.
I think he really just likes looking at this area and reading.
Maybe he can't see. I mean, he's an older gentleman.
Well, that's possibly true.
He's just leaning in really close.
Notice he's not denying that. No. Anyway, what is it like hanging out at the Troma booth?
There is no other experience like it. I mean, I've been to a lot of conventions, and you never know what's going to happen. It's always a surprise.
Yeah.
So sometimes you get crazy monsters. Sometimes you get little kids. Sometimes you get naughty fangirls that come by and stick things in your face. It's always educational.
From what I understand, I came over here at the suggestion of Carl, our great and powerful leader of PopCon. He said, if you don't talk to anyone else, come over to the Troma booth and talk to Lloyd.
It's amazing. Carl and I go back to the Spanish-American War. We got the Philippines. I'll never forget it. It was incredible. And I haven't seen him since, but I wish him well. I don't know what he's doing now, but I'm sure Carl would be very happy that I've been creating microaggressions looking at the five fanish females podcast. Anyway, what would you like to know about the 44 years of Troma Entertainment? What's that, Rachel? You want to know about the 400 free movies on YouTube? 400 free movies. And to thank our fans for supporting Troma for 40 years. We put them up for free, all the classics, Toxic Avenger, Cannibal the Musical, Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh no, that's our torrent file. Anyway, all the great Kabuki Man. You can see Ron here in Poultrygeist Night of the Chicken Dead. And the exciting thing,
As Ron raises his eyebrows, like, why am I being mentioned?
well, Ron has an even bigger part. Ron Mackey in Return to Nukem High, which is the second half of our epic two-part movie, Return to Nukem High and Return to Nukem High. There's a theater in Indianapolis that contacted us, but I didn't want to do the janitorial chores, so I will have to find another theater to show Return to Nukem High. So if Indie Popcom, by any chance, has a relationship with a movie theater, Return to Nukem High is looking for its Indiana world premiere.
If I see Carl, I'll make sure to put in a good word on your behalf.
Carl, Kaufman, and Korn all go together in very literary alliteration.
Do we have to bring corn into it? I know this is Indiana.
Well,
but
Troma also stands for cheese
yeah.
and corn, oddly enough.
Corned or corny?
I had a knee replacement, but there was no corn in there. That's why they replaced my knee. There he is. Come on over. Look who's here. It's incredible. It's Charlotte Chung. It's incredible. Tell us now what's going on in the Call of Duty these days, Charlotte. Charlotte Chung. The Call of Duty. It's an amazing and something /watch. I can't believe it. How's it? Oh, she's very shy. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's cool.
So what's that?
It's cool.
Charlotte says it's cool. Thank you very much.
Come on, do your best diva impression.
Overwatch. It's my favorite. I mean, Charlotte, it's really good. Anyway, we here at Troma, this is why we're hated.
Yeah.
Everybody hates us.
I'm sure your feelings are not hurt being positioned right here, being able to look at lovely faces like Charlotte Chung and Caitlin Glass,
Well,
right?
I prefer Garrett Wang myself because. Well, hold it. I got to before you go.
Good to see you, sir.
And you know, Veda.
Hugs.
Veda Callisto. We are hugging. Very beautiful, sweaty man.
I love a good sweaty man.
Feels good. Yeah. It's all work.
All access too. He's all access.
Yeah.
One of Carl's proteges.
I'll see you
Yes.
later.
Well, there's another person who now hates Troma. What's his
Oh,
name, by
no.
the way? He was a great guy. Yeah.
Well, now that you asked me, I've completely forgotten.
No, that's right.
That's the way it works. You
Well,
ask me
we'll ask
right
Charlotte
up.
Chung. She'll know everything.
Yeah, or Garrett. One of
We've
the
done so much publicity for Charlotte Chung. She should be very grateful to
She
us.
should be.
Anyway,
She
well,
should
Lloyd Kaufman is one of my favorite directors, and I like to mention that name all the time because Mel Brooks, I'm getting on in years, and what are you going to do? I'm wearing a cardboard belt. You're a great audience. Thank you.
No,
Thank you.
no. I was warned before, about coming over here that it would be.
That's why
It would be an interview that I would probably never forget whether I wanted to or not.
Carl mentioned prison, time we spent in prison.
Prison?
When I was his. Are you kidding? He spent all his cigarette money on it. It was amazing. It was terrific. He was great. He's such a good guy. But in all honesty, seriously, this is a wonderful con. And what's really great is the YouTube stars.
Yeah.
Because it's a world, Troma's very much here because of YouTube.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be here without the internet. We'd be long gone.
Yeah.
Because our fans, so many of this generation discovered Troma on YouTube, and we're kind of a YouTube star.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're the only movie company that has a big, other than obviously the big.
Yeah.
But those are movies. Those
Yeah.
aren't movie companies.
Yeah.
So Troma has this kind of YouTube affiliation, and as do these stars.
Yeah.
So we're and I've actually been on the Angry YouTube, the Angry Video Game.
Yes,
Nerds.
Angry Video Game Nerd.
I've been on
yeah.
his, and I've become friendly thanks to indie pop. In spite of the fact that I'm a miserable person, Mel Brooks have become friendly with debutantes, rap battles, princess rap battles.
Yeah.
That's terrific, really great.
Yeah.
I subscribe to them. Incredibly talented, and I tried to get those guys to do something with my next movie, but they're already.
They're too big.
Yep, they
Too
are too
big.
big, no question about it. But the Angry Video Game Nerd is in Return to Nukem High, and I'm in his movie, the
Yeah.
Angry Video Game Nerd movie.
Very
So
nice.
check out when you get the theater in Indianapolis to play Return to Nukem High, Rachel.
Have to watch
or
out
when
for
Carl, when Carl has to buy the theater
Yeah,
to get them to
exactly.
pay for to get them to book our movie.
Yeah.
You're going to see the Angry Video Game Nerd in there. Not to mention Peter Parker, a.k.a. Stan Lee, and Lemmy. It's his last movie. Joe Flyshaker, a big fat 500-pound action hero, also died the same year Lemmy died. The movie is dedicated to Lemmy and Joe Flyshaker.
That's nice.
Stan Lee's in it. We credit him as Peter Parker so
Yeah.
he doesn't get kicked out of the union. Let's see who else. There's all sorts of interesting. Ron Jeremy, you know him, his interpretive dancing is He was with Balanchine for many years. He emphasized the bal rather than the sheen, but he's in it. So and they all do this for free because Troma is like the dodo bird, the last dodo bird. We're the last independent movie studio of any longevity. I wish I knew what longevity meant.
Well, I certainly appreciate you taking your time to speak with us, and
As you can see, I'm very busy here.
Yeah.
There's at least, well, there's, well, I guess there is nobody here, but luckily there are no microphones, so nobody knows that the Troma booth is totally empty.
yeah.
So fortunately, nobody's recording this. So
yeah.
you don't have to worry about
Well, it just so happens that on the other side of the Troma booth is the Podcast Indie booth.
Wow.
So we're sharing a wall here.
Whoa, the walls have noises,
I've
so
heard
look
some
at that.
interesting noises as we were setting up earlier. I think coming from
Well,
the
we have
laptop.
some, we believe in local, and
Yeah.
we have some chickens below the table here, and we get the eggs in the morning.
Yeah.
Very organic,
Yeah.
very delightful.
So if I hear any strange noises, just ignore it, right?
That's my snoring
Yeah.
because I sleep over in the I sleep near the Toxic Avenger toys there, the action figures, the reaction figures. Well, in all honesty, thank you to Indie PopCon for inviting Lloyd Kaufman and Troma Team, because I, Mel Brooks, am a big fan of Lloyd Kaufman, and he's been a big inspiration, even though I'm 90 years old, and he's a really terrific guy. You ought to try to interview Lloyd Kaufman.
I will certainly do
He's
that.
a friend of Carl, actually.
Is he really?
Yeah,
Okay, well that's good to know. I'm hoping maybe Carl can pull a few strings for me. So.
Well, I hope, maybe, Carl will want to visit the Troma booth.
Maybe.
Look, it's getting busy here.
It is.
Holy cow! I better go back and sign some DVD. There's a line here. I seriously, I should probably go back and. There's so many people. Suddenly, I think it's because of your podcast.
It may be. They were like, "Oh, is that the Five-ish Fangirls? Oh, we must stop at that booth."
The Five-ish. That's it. The Five-ish.
Yeah.
The Five-ish factor. The Five-ish factor.
Maybe.
And the next movie we're doing, speaking of Shakespeare, is The Tempest.
Really?
My version of The Tempest.
Really?
We did Romeo and Juliet, written by James Gunn.
Yeah.
And now, 20 years later, back to the Bard.
Nice.
Back to the Bard.
Very nice.
The Tempest. It's going to be Troma's Tempest Shakespeare's Tempest / Troma's Storm. And we're going after... Uh-oh, that sounds like Carl. That's Carl.
I think it is.
Carl.
Carl, is that you? Carl!
Well, I know the poetry reading is now, right? So I'm going to go off to the poetry reading.
Okay.
And,
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rachel.